We've always had that one song that gets stuck in our head that we've forgotten the name of. But in the 21st century, with the amount of technology we now have, it's pretty easy to find out what it is sooner or later. But when a 14-year-old boy recorded an interesting song he heard on the radio back in the 1980s, he wouldn't realize that he would be looking for the song's identity decades later, this time with the help of thousands of other people on the internet, in the quest for what was soon dubbed the most mysterious song on the internet. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the story of how this internet mystery unfolded, and if you happen to enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. But anyway, I'm RCE, and you're watching RCE Investigations. Now, with a name like the most mysterious song on the internet, you might expect this song to be a series of beeps or maybe an encrypted message from UFOs. But it's actually a really good post-punk song that slaps. This is first recorded sometime between 1982 to 1984 by a 14-year-old named Darius, who recorded this song in a mono format. He most likely recorded this in a recording station, and it's highly speculated to be recorded from a German radio station known as NDR1, from a show called Musik für junge Leute, or Music for Young People. But other than that, the lyrics, country of origin, band and title are speculated on, but largely remain a mystery. It's most likely to be made in 1984 or around late 1983, but there's no doubt a synth released in late 1983 was used. It was called a Yamaha DX7, and a Reddit user proved that this was the same instrument that was used for the song, which probably meant that it was released after late 1983. Not too long later, Darius rearranges the song and adds it to a tape, but the song and the creators are not identified. And soon he compiles an entire playlist of songs that he could not identify and named it Unknown Pleasures, and posted this playlist onto the internet when his sister gifted him a website domain in 2004. By posting this, it did receive a bit of attention, but no concrete answers came out of it. So in 2007, his sister, Lydia, the same that gifted him a domain, decided to help him find the identity of this mysterious post-punk song that he had been trying to identify now for decades. She made a post on the forum Spirit of Radio, attaching a file of the song and asking anyone if they knew the name of it or who made it. Just one person replied, but other than that, no one had a clue. That is, until 10 years later. The year is 2017. A then 14-year-old called Gabriel Vieira starts looking for clues surrounding the mysterious song, 10 years after Lydia posted about it on the forum without any success. And in 2019, he uploaded the song to YouTube, dubbing it the most mysterious song on the internet. And without any name to refer it by, this would soon be the name the internet would use when they collectively got together to figure out this mystery. Not too long after, Gabriel would scour Reddit for answers, posting as user Gab Gaskins on various subreddits, and soon made r/the mysterious song specifically for this quest. And though the answer hadn't come his way yet, Gabriel's efforts weren't wasted. The song and its mysterious background began to get a lot of traction, and it was posted on various sites and magazines. Because of this sudden traction, a user had an idea that there was a chance that a person who was hosting this radio station had a clue to who made this song and what its name was. The person who was hosting at this time was most likely a radio host called Paul Baskerville. But after a bit of digging, the host said he could not identify the song or its creators, but Reddit user FlexOnMobile managed to get a track list and broadcast logs for Paul's show. But despite getting information on all the songs played between 1982 to 1984 by Paul Baskerville on his show, there were no songs that could possibly be this mysterious song. causing most of the community investigating this to believe that it wasn't actually played by him on this radio station, but it was most likely to be played by a different host. A lot of the roads led back to a different radio host called Stefan Kuhn, and if the community managed to find the logs of the songs that he played while he was hosting the show, this could provide them the breakthrough they so desperately needed. Though Stefan never replied, another lead came to give hope in the community that was still avidly looking for the song. A Reddit user identified a song in a 2-hour mix by the Boards of Canada, which sounded eerily similar to the most mysterious song on the internet. Though at the time it was not identified, it was soon revealed to be a song called Strangers by Sinking Ships, and because it sounded quite similar to the mysterious song, the inevitable question started being asked. Was this it? Had Sinking Ships made the song? The most mysterious song on the internet was starting to look a whole lot less mysterious now. But these hopes were soon diminished when a member of Sinking Ships themselves commented, saying that the band had nothing to do with the mysterious song. One Reddit user commented, "The reason our mysterious song sounded familiar to so many of us is because the lead singer sounds like the other post-punk or new wave singers, and the sound of the music is reminiscent of a lot of post-punk bands." With a member of Sinking Ships denying making the mysterious song, the search was basically back on square one. But instead of putting people's hopes down, it seemed to do the exact opposite. Even more people were involved in trying to solve the mystery, looking for more leads, and one lead came not too soon after. In fact, this wasn't even a lead. It was a person full-on saying that they had figured out the mystery. To be precise, this Reddit user's uncle had said that the band behind the song was called Subikaiten Jung, which roughly translated into English as Candy Boys or Sweet Boys. The Reddit user also claimed that their uncle had an album cover of this and shared a picture of it. But even after looking all over the internet for this supposed Candy Boys band, there was nothing that could be found of it, even in huge databases for unknown and off-label music like Discogs. And when the user didn't respond to any comments or update the community on it, people started to suspect that it was a troll. And when they posted the same album cover to the fake album covers Reddit, it confirmed their doubts, as most people had eventually figured out that it was Photoshop. Soon, a new method of trying to find the mysterious song was to search for it in GEMA. Because if the mysterious song was playing on German public radio, it would have to have a GEMA contract, so it would most likely be hidden somewhere in their archives, since the organization archived all music played on all German radio stations since its establishment in 1933. The problem with this is that the archive was huge, and there was no easy way of looking for results, because if your keyword had more than 200 results, none of them would show up. So you had to simply guess what the name of the band or song could be and cross your fingers that it was right and that it had less than 200 results. The support staff weren't very helpful either, but they said that their online database only had a fraction of the songs that they had archived, so it was very unlikely to find it by searching online. So now, for the thousands of people still trying to find the answer, it was back to simply speculating what this band could be. And who could have guessed that the answer could have been right under their nose this whole time? You see, when Lydia first posted about an excerpt of the song on the Spirit of Radio forum, she only received one reply. Someone stated that the band sounded quite similar to another band called Statues in Motion, and on first listen, they are quite similar, but that's mainly because of the similar sound of post-punk bands in the 80s. And just like how a member of Sinking Ships had, a member of Statues in Motion called Billy Knight said he had never heard the song previously, dismissing people's hopes that Statues in Motion had made the most mysterious song on the internet. To this day, the search of the song is still ongoing, and with the amount of coverage this is getting all over the world, there is quite a high chance that this will be solved in the near future. This is one of those mysteries that I can't analyze too much because you either know it or you just don't. And this is made even harder with the number of trolls there are. But I found a few theories and speculations that I find very interesting. Since even the name of the song hasn't been identified, it's often been referred to in a variety of ways. Like the Wind and Check It In, Check It Out being the most common. But none of these titles worked when searching in databases like Discogs. Then there's the band in question. Though we can't really guess the names of the people, we can guess how many people there are, and a good assessment of this is by Gabriel Vieira himself. He said that he thought the band was formed by a singer, drummer, 2 guitar players, a bass player, and a keyboard player. But since this is just speculation, the number of members this band has is still unknown. One last thing I'm sure a lot of people will ask me if they didn't make it this far is why couldn't we just use an app like Shazam? But even though the song does get identified on Shazam, it tells you basically nothing because someone known as Ant101 took credit for the song on a lot of platforms, and that's the name that shows up whenever you use Shazam, but it isn't the name of the band. So far, the mysterious song still hasn't been identified, but if it does in the near future, I'll be sure to let you guys know. And of course, if you want more content like this, I recommend subscribing because even though I'm a small YouTuber, I put tons of effort into my content. Comment Wind to prove that you made it this far, and see if anyone else has done the same. Anyway, I'm RCE, and until the next one, stay safe. See you guys.